selling these things. Before the national treasure laws, it's still illegal to do that. They need the money, they're selling it all. Who has the money? It's before the Depression in the United States. Vanderbilt, Rockefeller, Getty, and Hearst. All the rich Americans have the money. The Europeans are willing to sell it after World War I to rebuild the continent. And it's before the national treasure law that protect all of these things. It was a perfect storm to acquire these things at that time period. He buys all of these things. 90% of everything you see in here, he got from catalogs from New York City art dealers. Ladies, he's a catalog shopper.
I like him.
The other 10% at art auctions, and he never went because the prices went through the roof. He's not over in Europe. He goes to Europe and sees these things. He knows how to do it properly, but he never goes over personally and purchases it. European art dealers sell it to American art dealers who sell it to William Randolph Hearst. All right? And that does not going to ever happen again in time. So now when you ask me what this place is worth, I can tell you it's worth $25 a ticket because you can never do this again. This was the living room, the assembly room he called it. The largest of 14 living rooms in the house. You assembled here in the early evening hours or about 6 o'clock for cocktails, games, and dancing. Who thinks this room is absolutely screaming for large screen plasma? Television hadn't been invented yet. How about Paul Whiteman and his big band at that end of the room? Bing Crosby stands at the microphone. A guy named Hoagie Carmichael sits at the piano. Oh, ladies, he promises a solo of Stardust for you later in the evening. Irving Berlin sits by the piano and waits his turn. Clark Gable and Carol Lombard dance right here. Dolores Del Rio and Cary Grant dance down here. The Marx Brothers do cartwheels through the room as you dance around them. I'm on this couch with Myrna Loy. That's where I want to be with Myrna Loy. How many people recognize the names I just gave out? Oh, good group. No, seriously, I get that younger crowd and they all stand there. They know they're dead, but nothing else than that. And so for the younger crowd, the same kind of thing would be, the band would be Green Day. The guy at the microphone's name is Bono from U2. And Elton John's the piano. And dancing in the room would be J-Lo, Britney, Beyonce, with Johnny Depp, Orlando Bloom, and George Clooney. And for the really young ones, the entire cast of Twilight's here. The Marx Brothers, remember them doing the cartwheels? Today it would be Adam Sandberg, Jim Carrey, and Eddie Murphy. There you go, same kind of. Oh, and I'm on this couch with Angelina Jolie. You knew that was coming, right? I make the comparison. I want you to think long and hard about whether they sat in these rooms and discussed the artwork. I can tell you as a fact they did not. We interviewed Mr. Cary Grant in 1984, the year I started here. We walked right through this door over here. Mr. Grant stood right here. Right where you're standing, Cary Grant stood. He looked around this room and the first thing out of his mouth was, "Oh my God, was all of this art in here when I was here?" We said, "Yes, Mr. Grant, we have pictures of you in the room. It looks just like it." He says, "Oh, I think I was watching all the backless dresses parade by." I was 20-something years old once too, and I remember those backless dresses, and I would think I would be watching those too in the room, not looking at the artwork. Although I think if you came for the artwork, the tapestries on the long walls are very important. Woven in 1550 in Flanders, modern-day Belgium, commissioned by the French royal family. The artist and design of these particular tapestries was a gentleman by the name of Giulio Romano, the principal student of Raphael. At this end of the room, from the 16th century, a tapestry woven from the Spanish royals, the Habsburgs, right down here. The artist and design of that, the great portrait artist, Sir Peter Paul Rubens. And for the Spanish Writing Academy in Vienna, Austria. Down here, Jacob Jordan designs that tapestry depicting Neptune striking his trident on a rock and creating the horse for mankind. That's for my Austrian girls right over there. Thanks for the tapestry. Choir stalls, 16th and 15th century from Italian churches, used simply as wainscoting in this man's home. It's wall paneling to Hearst. Before we step into the dining room, any questions or comments about what you see in this room inventory-wise? Ladies, is there anything in here that'll fit in your house?
Everything.
Everything? All right, you guys ready for dinner then? Okay, question.
Are the busts originals or?
The busts are originals. In fact, thank you for pointing those two out because those are really the only two that we have identification on. The rest we know are Roman senators. We have no idea who, but we know who they are. That's Marcus Agrippa and his wife Julia, the architect for Augustus Caesar. and he looks down upon a Roman mosaic in the entryway from the port of Ostia from the time of Augustus Caesar. I think that's just absolutely fabulous to have a bust up there of the architect that looks down on a Roman mosaic created in Rome thousands of years ago. Wonderful stuff to have in California. Are you kidding me? All right, dinner 8 or 9 p.m. Are you ready? All right, come on in. It's the ranch dining room.